The central prairies of Arkansas, known as the state's agricultural heartland, is populated with farming communities such as Des Arc, DeWitt, Clarendon, and Stuttgart. Rice is the cash crop in the region, but duck hunters from around the world come here to hunt the famed flooded timber woven through these habitats. Powered by the Mississippi River, various creeks, bayous, and tributaries connected to the river rise and flood the densely populated oaks. Mallards in particular have used these habitats for centuries as they migrate through the winter months. Locals will say that hunting pressure and migration shifts have caused a decline in waterfowl in the area. Even so, Central Arkansas, Stuttgart specifically, is king when it comes to flooded timber hunting. This morning, we're hunting with Grant and his pops Brad. I met Grant at the Delta Waterfowl Expo last year, and he was kind enough to invite us to hunt these next couple days. All right, folks, back in the heart of timber country here, and this is Grant's property. Tell us a little bit where we're at here, Grant.
We are in Central Arkansas, a little bit outside of Stuttgart. This is a place we've hunted at for about 4 years. We purchased it a while back and have basically been building it up, done a ton of dirt work, and some pump work as well to keep it flooded for the ducks.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say we probably got another 20 minutes before shooting light. You can kind of see the sun starting to break the horizon. So finally got some cool weather in here after some big storms coming over the last few days. So a lot of fresh water, a lot of new water. Temps are dropping. We'll see what the ducks are doing in the area, but it feels good to be back in the woods here with you, man.
I'm ready to do it.
Let's go.
I hear Woody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're at First Lite, and we've been instructed that if Woody's come into the decoys that we're shooting, which I love, such a great eating duck, and that's what we're seeing right now. Some wood ducks kind of flying, buzzing around as that sun breaks the horizon. Don't get it confused. We're in here for the greenheads, but at this point, we're gonna say, like, let's shoot species, any species that comes in. Right now, it seems like the woodies might have an opportunity to do it.
The weather's been super erratic. 10 days ago, there was 4 inches of ice everywhere. It was locked up for probably 3 days. And then wind out of the south, warmed up, sunshine, stuff thawed out in a hurry. And that big front pushed a lot of birds down. But with everything locked up, they were congregated on the bayous and creeks and the rivers. And then it rained. I think we got 2 different 3 to 4 inch rains over the course of the last 4 or 5 days. And that just put water everywhere, which spread all those birds that were super concentrated, spread them way out. But there's a lot of birds. When we drove in, there's a lot of birds in the area. They're just spread out. We'll see.
Pop-Tart might come early, Mo. All right, it's been a little slower morning here in the timber. We're gonna call it, get back to the camp, cook a little breakfast. Tell you what, I'm just gonna leave my gun out.
So this place lacks a woman's touch. I will say that first.
I remember telling my wife, I'm going to spend $3,000 on a house in Arkansas, and I don't want you to think of it as an investment.
We run a tight budget around here. Our assessment has not gone up in 12 years.
We have a member, his name's Brian Jones. Anything where he can get a deal, he's gonna do it.
Over here we've got our kitchen. It was all from a Borders bookstore closeout. Our washer, we acquired it for a whopping sum of $7 at a thrift store. We did well on that.
So we have everything from culinary grade tables and beer fridges to chainsaws turned into light fixtures.
We got, over here's another lamp, a horse skull that somebody had dumped on our property, the whole horse. So I pulled the head off of it and made the lamp out of it, and doesn't get a lot of use because it creeps a lot of the guys out.
You know, some people have a second house in Vail, some people have a second house in Florida at the beach. We have a second house that we share with 10 dudes in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Making homemade biscuits at the duck camp is not as complicated as it sounds. To keep it simple, I prefer using self-rising flour, buttermilk, and butter to make this camp-style breakfast. Don't overwork the dough, and you'll be rewarded with a biscuit worthy of leaving the duck hole.
That is good, Chef.
It's one of those things that I don't think I'll ever get tired of eating. Biscuit. For dinner tonight, I'm cooking a classic chicken and sausage gumbo. This gumbo relies on 3 groups of ingredients: stock, which you make from chicken, vegetables, and herbs; a roux, which is a mixture of fat and flour; and lastly, the trinity, which is onion, celery, and bell pepper. This meal is guaranteed to put you to bed early for a new day chasing ducks in the morning.
All right, we are back at it again here in Desart, Arkansas. And we're hunting the Duck Derby today, which is a fundraiser event. And goal is shoot ducks. And we got great weather conditions. The first group got shuttled in via side-by-side to the blind. I can hear him, he's on the way back to come get us. Weather conditions look good, and I'm excited to get that gun loaded.
So the blind we're in is our main blind. It's about 24 feet long. It's 2 blinds put together. We designed it in the river bottoms to have a flow-through property to it. So both the front and the back, when the river comes up, push all the way through it. Makes it safe so we don't have to pull them in and out all the time. It's set up on an island covered up in willow trees right now. Makes for great camouflage out here in this WRP property that we have.
We called in First Lite veterans Logan Williamson and Casey Hawks to join us in the duck blind this morning for the Duck Derby competition.
Hey, I just want to say I am fired up right now.
The ducks have been scarce these last couple days, but we're hoping that with a change in location, we'll be where the ducks want to be.
Yeah. It's go time.
Four right here. Who's calling the shot?
I will.
Okay. Sailing right in.
Take it.
Beaked him.
Quick on the trigger right there.
We had to be.
First mallard in Arkansas on this trip. So that feels good to get that monkey off our back.
That one performed well for
A nice little quick start to the Derby. Here we go.
There's a great kind of head in there. Hands in the back.
Today, mallards aren't the primary target.
Ringers.
The Duck Derby assigns scores to individual species and sex, so shooting a mixed bag of ducks is in our benefit.
Bust him.
Yeah, this sucks right now. That's a bold-faced lie.
Shoot him.
Ow!
Little sausage, little chicken biscuit, right into the old oven.
Take it.
There you go.
Beaked him. R-I-T-B-H, right in the beak hole.
He was like, oh! He kind of felt that wad blowing past his face.
Story of Logan's life.
Unreal.
You know, if I didn't like a dude, I wouldn't just give him the business all the time.
Story of your life.
Pretty much. Walked right into that one, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, I love shooting greenies in the face!
Shoot that duck. Shoot him. Look at that. Smash that green bean. Take him. Get him. Take him.
A lot of shells going at that bird.
We're mad at shells too.
They all died before I could pull the trigger.
I love it.
Got to love it. All right, we're calling about 10 a.m. We scratched and clawed our way through these birds, but as you can see, we ended up on a really great stringer. We didn't limit out per se with 6 hunters, but got a lot of birds and we feel really good about our chances going into the Derby. Now, the thing is we have to turn in these birds by 1 o'clock in order to start scoring. So got a little time, but we've got to make it up to Conway to make sure, you know, that we meet those time limits. So we're gonna pack out over here, pick up some decoys and get back to camp. We fell short in the scoring for the Derby, but that doesn't stop us from having a good time. Win, lose, skunk, or limits, you always come out on top when you show up to the duck blind with your buddies. Of course, a hot barrel is always welcome.
My buddy Paul, former member, introduced me to flooded timber duck hunting. And he was older than me, had a 15-year-old son at the time. And Paul shared with me, he said, Brad, Tyler and I can go head to head all week long, but when we go out and we go over to Stuttgart and we hunt, everything just gets right with the world for that weekend. He said, we might go right back at it Monday, but that transition point, that settling, that getting away from whatever was stressing us out and creating noise and distraction for us seems to go away when we spend time calling ducks and doing our best to harvest a few and cook them up right.
I would say timber hunting for me has also been kind of a place of healing. College was kind of a rough time for me. I think I went to 6 funerals in 3 years. Standing in timber, being surrounded by the best part of nature is pretty healing for me. Getting to be there not only by myself, but with friends and family and kind of cope with whatever's going on, whether I'm thinking about it or totally blocking it out by being surrounded by what I love most.
All right, guys, y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right, new day, new timber for the boys and I, and we are pumped to hunt these woods because once you get daylight, you'll see we got a bunch of tall, mature oak trees that have been producing great timber hunts here for generations. We're with Taylor and his father, Kevin, and they know the birds are in here despite having not ideal weather conditions. It's warmed up quite a bit. We got some cloud coverage. We do have a good wind. So we got part of the recipe for a great hunt. We know they're here, so we're excited to get hunting. All right, so just a couple more minutes to shooting light. We're already starting to hear some birds in the air, some drakes kind of whistling, and got the calls fired up to see if we can get some early birds in this hole right at shooting light.
This morning we are in some private flooded timber just on the outside of Stuttgart, Arkansas. Be on the west side, and it is just a small impoundment, but there's been some ducks in here using it, and we're just gonna see what we can get done this morning. We got a big rain earlier in the week, and it spread a lot of water out over like bayous and rivers and sloughs and things like that, and the ducks have kind of spread out, and so this area has got more on the thinner end. There's still some ducks around, but there's definitely not the numbers that was here even just a week ago.
Maybe they're just gonna wait on us to have good camera light.
Yeah, I was just about to say, this is the type of shit that happens when you film it.
We watched probably 2,500 ducks get out from around here yesterday.
I believe you. Be funny like that. Somebody go take a piss. That'll get them in.
No skunkage today, boys.
That was the most birds we've seen working.
More up top, more up top right, more up top right.
Damn, Cody.
Go kill him.
Was there another one somewhere?
Yeah, he went out the other side.
Nice shot, Grant. I could not catch up with that one duck.
I seen you running.
Oh, that duck wants to die. Damn. Nice shot. Damn. Somebody let it rain.
Kill it, kill it.
Cool. I like it.
One-man wrecking crew over there.
All right, folks, that does it for us today. That also ends our trip here in Arkansas. The weather fought us the whole time, starting with severe storms before we even got here, which kind of displaced ducks. Then we just got cloudy, no wind, kind of gloomy weather, which isn't great for the timber. Still ended up scratching up a few ducks today and a few ducks along the way through these different hunts. But one of the best parts is just getting to meet all the folks along the way, starting with Grant and his dad's camp, being here with Taylor and his dad Kevin, and then Mr. Jimmy yesterday during the Duck Derby. You know, if you can't take away ducks from some of your hunts, you better take away the friendships, and that's what we did on this trip. It's time to pack out and get back to the camp, clean these ducks for dinner tonight.